Hello, and welcome to the Industrial Technology course presentation. My name is Wendy Albert. I'm the Division Chair for Career and Tech Ed. And in this presentation, we're going to hear from a number of our teachers in industrial technology. We are excited to share information with you about all of our different career pathways in industrial technology, including engineering, architecture, manufacturing, transportation, graphic communications, and wood technology. For students who maybe aren't sure which of our pathways is right for them, we have an introductory class in computer-aided drafting and design. Introduction to CAD is a semester-long class that gives students the opportunity to explore drafting around architecture, engineering, and manufacturing. This class will help students determine which of the following pathways they're interested in if they're not sure when they start at York. As we hear from our industrial technology teachers about the course opportunities in each of our pathways, please be sure to pay attention to what the beginning level course is, because all of those beginning level courses in industrial technology are open to freshmen. Next up, we're going to hear from Mr. Kallenberg about our architecture courses.
Hey everybody, it's Mr. Kallenberg. I want to take a second to talk to you about our architectural pathway. This pathway is for somebody who is interested in a career in architecture, landscape design, construction for that matter. We have 3 courses in this sequence. The first course that you'll take is Intro to CAD. It is a semester-long course that covers basic drafting principles. So you'll do a little bit of mechanical drafting, you'll do some architectural drafting, and you'll also work on some 3D modeling. So you get a taste of all the different types of drafting available. You'll learn AutoCAD, you'll learn a little bit of Revit, you'll learn a little bit of Autodesk Inventor as well. But it's really kind of setting you up for all of the standards that go into architectural drafting. After Intro to CAD, you can take the architecture course. That course is a full year course. It's dual credit with College of DuPage. In that course, you're going to learn how to draw all the plans for a home. So plot plans, landscape plans, site plans, electrical plans, wall sections, all the different plans that go into a stack of blueprints for making a house. You'll learn how to go ahead and make those. And then the final course is Architecture STEM. That is a student-driven course. Students choose the work that they want to learn. They design their own buildings. Some students have built models in the past for their projects. But it's really up to you as a student to develop your own ideas and own projects for that particular course.
Students familiar with Project Lead the Way courses at the middle school will be excited to continue their learning in our engineering pathway at York. Let's hear from Mr. Stolz to learn more about these classes.
Hey everybody, this is Mr. Stolz. I wanted to take a second to talk to you about our engineering pathway. The first class we offer in our engineering pathway is through PLTW called Introduction to Engineering and Design, or IED. In that course, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking a look at what the day-to-day operations that a typical engineer would go through, talking about design concepts, design theory, how you're actually going to design and put together the model, the sketches, all of the stuff that goes into trying to problem solve to figure out what to do to, get that object, thing, widget, put together and build for that problem that you're trying to solve. With that, we're going to look at 3D modeling. We're going to get into Inventor and 3D modeling software. We're going to be building some hands-on projects, looking at friction and drag and all of these other things, mechanical advantage, things like that go along with all of the things that you'd have to deal with trying to solve these different problems. We'll talk about creating blueprints and printing out the plans that you're going to put together to solve that problem. Our second level is POE, or Principles of Engineering. That course is going to be diving a little bit more into the concepts of engineering. Mechanical advantage, friction, and simple machines, all that sort of thing. We're going to be, again, using 3D modeling software. We're going to be utilizing a little bit more of the 3D printers. We have thermoforming machines. We have all of these other pieces of equipment that you're going to be able to utilize in order to put together all of this stuff and the projects and the units and all of those hands-on building projects that you're going to do to tackle those design problems. And then our last course is our STEM class. That's really student driven and student focused. You get to pick the engineering project or problem that you want to solve, and then you're building all of the stuff that goes into solving that problem. Hands-on building, all of the 3D modeling, all of the testing, using the software to do all of the testing on that stuff. So it's really, really hands-on, project based. Again, you get to pick all of the stuff that you're going to be working on.
One of our newest pathways is manufacturing. We have been excited to build and bring this new pathway to York, and we are excited for our new capstone level class in computer numerical control manufacturing. Let's hear from Mr. Kallenberg about the exciting opportunities in manufacturing.
Hey everybody, this is Mr. Kallenberg. I want to take a minute to talk to you about our manufacturing pathway. We have 3 different courses, an intro course, an advanced course, and a CNC course. The manufacturing pathway is a great pathway for kids that are interested in getting jobs right out of high school. A lot of manufacturers in the area are looking for people and need employees right now. The other group is those of you that want to go to college and pursue engineering. This ties a lot into the engineering field. You'll learn how to draft and draw things in some of our other classes. In this class, you'll actually get to take a set of plans that you might have designed or drawn and turn it into a finished product using techniques and methods that are typically used in engineering. So our first class is our Introduction to Manufacturing course. We cover the basics. What is manufacturing? What are the different methods out there and techniques and procedures? And you'll learn how to use a vertical knee mill, and you'll learn how to use a gear-headed lathe to go ahead and create metal parts. So you'll start with a blank piece of steel, and then you'll run through a couple of the procedures or different techniques until you get a finished part. These parts don't do anything in particular, but they allow us to teach you the basics of milling and turning on the lathe. Okay, you learn how to drill holes, tap holes, create threads on a part, all the stuff that you're going to need to know how to do moving forward. So it's a great intro class to get the basics, the nuts and bolts of manufacturing and machining. It is dual credit with College of DuPage, which is a nice little carrot for you. But after the Introduction to Manufacturing class, you move into advanced manufacturing, where you take all the techniques you've learned here and you apply them into making something more complicated, or an assembly. So you'll apply threads to different parts, but you'll put it into a project that actually functions as an assembly, or multiple parts that are put together into one working item. After that, you can move into the CNC class, or even after Introduction to Manufacturing, you can move into the CNC class, which focuses on computer numerical controlled machining. So writing a computer program that will run and operate a computerized mill or lathe to go ahead and make complex parts like plastic injection molding molds, so you can make little widgets out of plastic, okay, or other more complex parts that are going to be a little bit more difficult to do on manual machines. So we write programs to allow the computer and the CNC mill and lathe to go ahead and do all that work for us. So check it out.
Students who are interested in design and printing will enjoy our graphic communications courses. Let's hear from Mr. Stoles about our classes in graphic design as well as screen printing.
Hey guys, Mr. Stoles here. I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about the graphic communications classes we offer here at York. So we have our pathway here, and we have 4 classes in our pathway for graphics. We have our 2 intro classes, Screen Printing Tech and Graphic Communications 1, which those 2 classes would then lead you into our Graphic Communications 2 class, and then our capstone level class is called Production Printing. So let's take a second to talk about screen printing and GraphCom 1. In screen printing class, you guys are going to be utilizing 2 major programs or softwares to design everything on the computers, Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. Between those two programs and the skills that you learn in those programs, you're going to be able to output all of the film and the designs that you need to create your t-shirt prints. We're also going to learn in that class how you're going to do some vinyl graphics and making stickers and a heat transfer process and dye sublimation process to do other types of t-shirt and garment printing. In Graphic Communications 1, you're going to still understand and use those programs, Photoshop and Illustrator, but we're also going to add in another one, Adobe InDesign. And you're going to be able to create all your designs on the computer and then be able to output that stuff through many different types of output devices. Digital printing presses to print things out on paper, like package designs and flyers and posters and banners. And then you're going to be able to also do some screen printing where you get to print on film again and actually output and make your t-shirts out in the shop. Our second level class, Graphic Communications 2, you're going to be able to take all those skills that you've learned in those intro classes and apply it to way harder and more complex designs. So you can do multicolor t-shirt printing, multicolor vinyl graphics, larger, more complex designs for paper printing. And then our final class is Capstone Production Printing. That class is basically our in-house printing company for the school district. So you're going to work with real clients, making products for them for all kinds of different designs, whether they're for t-shirts, paper printing, all the day-to-day forms and things like that that we use in the district, from hall passes to envelopes to letterhead, all of that stuff we print in that class for the school district. So if you're interested in looking at a career that deals with graphic design, whether it is graphic design or maybe marketing or advertising, something that has to do with designing things on the computer and then outputting, Graphic Communications is going to be the sequence of classes that you're going to look into taking.
We have 3 levels of wood technology courses. Students start out in our Wood Tech 1 class and proceed to our Wood Tech 2 class, and then finally our Wood Production class. Let's hear from Mr. Kallenberg about what you do in each of those classes.
Hey everybody, Mr. Kallenberg here. I want to take a second to talk to you about our woodworking, our construction career path. We focus our career path on woodworking, but the skills that you're going to learn through our woodworking classes apply directly to construction, the construction industry, carpentry, blueprint reading, hand tool, power tool use, all those things that you would use in the construction industry, building houses or furniture or whatever it may be, will definitely apply to these classes. We have 3 different levels. We have Wood Tech 1, Wood Tech 2, and Wood Production. In Wood Tech 1, you are going to make a table, either an end table, sofa table, or a coffee table. We have an end table example right here. And you're going to learn how to take, not a kit, but a pile of wood and turn it into a finished table. Okay? You'll read and learn how to read the plans here and how to make specific parts to dimension, based on the blueprints that we have, and they will hopefully in the end turn into a beautiful table that you'll be able to take home. But we learn all the basics of the miter saw, the joiner, the planer, the table saw, the bandsaw, routers, wide belt sanders, everything, all the equipment in here, you'll learn the basic use for them in making this particular project. In Wood Tech 2, we make a cabinet, which you can see behind me here. That is going to be a little bit more advanced project. Okay, we'll talk about doing dovetails, a little bit more advanced joinery, and actually working into casework, cabinetry work. So building cabinets and large case pieces is addressed in that class. But we go further into what the tools can do. Wood Tech 1 is very basic. Here's how you use the machine. Wood Tech 2, we start exploring what else can the machines do. And we work on setup and maintenance a little bit on each of the pieces of equipment. The last class is Wood Production, and that is kind of run like a furniture shop. We take orders from customers and we design and build projects for people in the community. We typically are known for making the Adirondack chairs that you see floating around the community. So we'll talk about making jigs and fixtures and working with customers on creating something that they need or would like made. And we'll do that from brainstorming to designing and then completing the project and delivering it to the customer. So all three are going to teach you skills that would work within the construction industry. But your first step is Wood Tech 1 and learning how to use all the equipment and turn raw lumber into a finished piece of furniture.
Last but not least, we'll hear from Mr. Kowalski, who will explain our sequence for transportation.
Hi everybody, my name is Mr. Kowalski. I am the automotive teacher here at York High School. And today I just wanted to talk about the different classes you can take over the 4 years you spend here at York High School. First class I want to talk about today is the Auto Consumer class. This will fulfill your consumer credit and will teach you much of the consumer curriculum that you need to know before you leave high school. It's also going to teach you about some of the things you should know being the owner of an automobile, which may happen in your time while you're at high school. Things such as changing the spare tire in your vehicle, how to jumpstart your vehicle, and how to check all the fluids in your vehicle, amongst other things, will be targets of this specific class. That will be the first class that you can take here at York as far as with automotive technology. If you do decide to continue taking classes, you can start with Auto Technology 1, General Maintenance, which is when you would begin to learn about all the different automotive systems in a vehicle. Start to understand how everything works behind this magical machine here that may seem confusing but really is not. This is a semester-long course and is a prerequisite for 2 of the future courses which you can take, which I'll talk about here in a second. The next class that you can take, not necessarily in this order, but is another semester-long class called Automotive Technology Small Engines. Here, you're going to learn about lawnmower engines, the ins and outs, how to diagnose them, and different applications of them, as you can see. Once again, semester-long course, and is a prerequisite for the next 2 classes that you can take. You can either take Technology 1 or Technology 2, meaning General Maintenance or Small Engines, before you want to get into these next 2 classes. Auto Diagnostics is a full year course, is the next class that I want to talk to you about. Somewhat of a continuation of General Maintenance. We start to go in depth with all the different automotive systems, how they work, how to diagnose them, and so on and so forth. This is going to be a great class if you are interested in a career in the automotive industry. Final class that I want to talk about today, last year-long class, this is in automotive diagnostics. This is Auto Collision and Repair. In this class, you are going to spend time learning how to repair dents and imperfections in automotive body panels, along with learning how to refinish them and paint them to create cool projects such as this one. This is one of the more artistic, I suppose, automotive classes that you can take, and once again requires either general maintenance or small engines prior to taking this class. Those are my 5 classes. Once again, my name is Mr. Kowalski. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the exciting opportunities we have available for students in industrial technology. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or any of the teachers featured in the video. Have a great day, and we hope to see you soon.